Introverts, what is something that people do to you that makes you irrationally angry? I'll start. For me, it's when somebody adds me into a group chat without consulting me first. Dude, I don't care if Jesus Christ was in that group chat. I'm leaving faster than that water moonwalker left the tomb.
When I first meet people, of course, I'm going to be like a little bit quiet. Like, it's hard for me to talk to new people. But I hate it when I start finally opening up and they're like, oh my gosh, she talks? Oh my gosh, she laughs? Oh my gosh, she curses? And I'm like, what you think I did? Like, also, I hate when I'm talking to older people and they think that me being shy means that I'm mature for some reason. I laugh when somebody says booty. I'm not mature. I just don't want to talk to you.
Icebreaker games.
When friends or family insist that you go somewhere or do something you really don't want to do, you're not really feeling up to, and they make you feel so guilty, and you just don't want to do it. They call you a hermit, antisocial, all sorts of rude names. I just don't want to. Then they say, well, you need to do the adult thing. I just don't want to. Have a great day, everybody. Mwah.
When they don't understand that I want to be invited to things, I don't want to go. That's it.
When businesses make me leave the comfort of my own home to get something done. Prime example, case in point. I'm expecting a delivery to be dropped off at my door. Instead, I get an attempt notice, stating that they attempted to drop off my package, but I was never home to receive it. When in fact, I was home all day. So not only that, I have to go on the next business day. Which last time this happened, that next day was Canada Day. So I had to wait even longer. I am also currently unemployed and finding other ways to save money. So I figure I should cancel my membership at the gym just to save myself a little bit of extra coin. And instead of letting me do it through the app or on their website where I first applied for my membership, nope, I have to drive all the way down to the gym just to awkwardly have the conversation of, hey, I don't want to be with you guys anymore. When all I want to do is sit in the dark in my living room and hit the cancel button on my screen. Is that so hard to ask? All I wish is to be a gremlin in the dark of my home. But no, you companies make me want to go outside and do people things. I don't like people.
When you finally have the courage to speak up in class, and there's that one person that's like, can she speak up? I can't even hear her.
When people who you invite in your house stay for ages. Now, I invited somebody in for a cup of tea, and they ended up staying 14 hours. I kind of cried, and I did say to them afterwards, when I said, all right, it's time to best get going, they didn't move. So I then pretended I had a blackout, and they left at midnight. But they would have stayed longer, and I think they probably would have wanted me to invite them to sleep over, which is not happening because I only have one bedroom.
Phone calls. Out of the blue. No warning, no heads up, no one's dead, no one's dying. Just had something to talk about. Like, how dare you?
There's two pet peeves that I have from being an introvert. When we're at a function and I'm just sitting there, like listening to people talk, listening to their conversations, I'm just sitting there by myself, just listening, and they're like, hey, be social. With who? I mean, honestly. Especially around people I have no idea who these people are. How am I supposed to be social? I'll say, hey, how are you? That's it. My name is Shayla. Okay. That's it. I don't know you. The second one is when people tell me that I'm so quiet and my voice is low and I should talk more. Listen, if you don't talk to me first, I'm not going to talk to you. That's just how I am. That's how I've always been.
People who are excessively loud for no reason. I'm right here. You don't need to yell.
Ask me if something's wrong when I'm quiet, when ain't shit wrong. Like, don't do that. Usually if I'm quiet, sometimes I'm just dissecting the day. Dissecting what happened at work. What am I going to eat? Whether or not I took out the trash. Do I need to wash clothes? Do I need to go to the grocery store? If I'm quiet, Ain't shit wrong. I'm just here, like in the moment. Like, leave me alone. The minute you start asking me over and over again, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure nothing's wrong? Yeah, now something's wrong because you keep asking me. Shit.
Repeatedly ask me if I am okay just because I am being quiet and minding my introverted business. I'm perfectly fine, I just don't want to talk to you.
Hi, I'm an extrovert with 2 introverted roommates, and I have learned a lot. And one thing I learned is just because you haven't talked about the plans that you made 3 or 4 weeks ago does not mean they're canceled. So I would say things like, we should go to the lake, we should do this, we should do that, I'm off this weekend, XYZ. And then proceed to forget about the plans. Because this is something that me, my family, my extroverted friends would do, is we would say all these really cool hypothetical plans that we would make, and then completely forget about them. Or last minute cancel, because we do that too. This is really disrespectful to my introverted roommates because they have taken this time, they have put this time aside, they have gotten the energy ready to go outside, to hang out with me, and this time they've given to me, basically, that I've completely forgotten about. Extremely disrespectful of me. Now, it's also something that I didn't even think about. So I had to learn the hard way that I was doing this. And now when I make these plans, I write it down in my phone, whatever it is, to put a reminder on myself so that I can confirm, hey, are we actually doing this? Because if I haven't talked about it in 4 weeks, I'm just going to assume it's canceled. But that's not how they think of it. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way. Just had to look at a different perspective, I guess.
When somebody invites you somewhere, like a house party or some type of public gathering where there's a crowd of people, and they say, oh, just find me inside, absolutely not. If you do not come outside to meet me and walk me into that situation, I will go home.
One thing, you said something, like we got to narrow it down. I could generate a list, homeboy. Showing up at my house unannounced, calling me out the blue, texting me and then asking, what you doing? Asking me to smile, walking up to me, talking to me for all of 15 seconds and then asking me, what's wrong? Nothing. But now what's wrong is you asking me what's wrong. Just walking up to me and talking to me. Icebreakers that involve me having to talk to people I don't talk to. Social events, like all of them. Unless I absolutely love you. I don't want to come to your wedding, baby shower, anniversary party, birthday party, kids party, party for your mama, the barbecue, your cookout. I don't want to come to none of that. People saying I need to get out more. I know I don't. Inviting me somewhere at the last minute. I mean, I'm still not going, but still, the audacity. Asking me why I'm so quiet. I got nothing to say, friend.
I have a good one. When you meet somebody new and they're like, you're so quiet. Are you always this quiet? No. I actually just don't know if I like you. Okay, bye.
People insisting that there is something wrong. I am an artist. My brother and my sister, as well as most of my friends, know that when I go into a drawing mood, which is just what we call it, all my emotion goes into that. And so afterwards, I'm like a void. I'm void of pretty much all emotion for at least 3 hours. So people that don't know that or choose to ignore that, I won't name the family member, proceed to bug me with the question of, are you okay? Are you upset? Why are you in a bad mood? It makes me so angry, even though I constantly insist that I am fine.
When my husband brings people over unannounced, and especially if the house is a mess, and then I suddenly become a prisoner in my own home because I will literally go lock myself in my bathroom, my office, and I will not come out. I do not want to have any contact with anybody during this, like at that time, and just I start texting him furiously to get them out of my house. And he always says, they don't care. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, yes, it is like such a big deal to me. I literally hate it.
For me, it has to be when somebody texts me and they're like, call me. And I'm like, no, what's up? But they don't respond to the text. They just call me. And then I don't answer the phone, obviously. And then when they leave a voicemail and I listen to the voicemail, they just say, hey, call me back. The purpose of the voicemail, the purpose of text messaging is for you to explain what you want so that I can decide whether or not I want to participate. If you don't tell me what you're wanting to have a conversation about, I have nothing to say. What are we doing?
I have been waiting for this one for so long. Like, y'all don't even understand. I think that when people call me lame, it makes me angry. And here's the reason it makes me angry. Because I don't like to socialize with everybody. Because everybody is not your friend. I think that this generation, we use our social life to fulfill our egos and fulfill our insecurities. I'm not like that. So I think that a lot of people, it torments a lot of people in their head, and they be like, oh, what's wrong with him? He likes to sit in the house. No, I just like to be by myself and really be with people that actually care about me.
Ooh, this one happens a lot. When somebody asks you to hang out and you don't want to, but they keep asking why, and you don't have an excuse, but you give these little excuses that they're not accepting, and then they put you in a position where either you have to lie to them with some bigger excuse, which I don't want to do, or they put you in a position where you're supposed to tell them the truth. And honestly, the truth is, I don't want to. I just don't want to.